Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Thanks, Daphne.
I just trying to blow the wrapper.
I'm Valerie Wallace. I'm Valerie Wallace Fine Arts, and thank you for joining me for drawing class today. And we're gonna do this great, what did you call it, Veronica?
African safari.
African safari drawing with, and so when you have black shapes like this, what are they called?
Negative space.
Silhouettes.
Not a negative space.
Sorry.
Good. That's important today, but no, is called a silhouette. Okay, and a silhouette is something that's actually there. It's that the sun is behind the not object, but the subject or whatever, and so it's you're only seeing that black because the light's behind it. And a shadow is actually when you're standing in the way of the light and you create a shadow on the ground that's not actually there. Okay, but they're both really important. We do a lot with that when we're drawing. Okay, so what we need to do with this is to do our background, and then we're gonna do the silhouettes on top of that. Okay, so let's do it. Let's get started. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. If you're with your friends, be wearing your mask or cover your face a little bit, right? Not your friends, but like your family.
Social distance.
Yeah, and don't be too close.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what we're doing here. All right, I'm gonna do kind of an orange. I've got my orange, my red, and my yellow ready to go here. We want to save a little piece at the bottom for the black, land. Not too small, but not a lot either, because we have a lot of exciting things that are going to happen, so we don't want very much. I'm going to take the yellow. I'm going to go about inch and a half across here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll make it nice and bright. Okay, can you see that at all?
Yeah.
All right, what I'm going to do is draw in, before I forget, I want to do a half circle for my sun. Okay, and you can make this huge if you want to. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. Okay? Or a little, whatever your thing is. I'm going to make it sort of in between. All right, don't worry if you can't make a half circle just right. You could trace something if you wanted to.
You can't really see it.
You can't?
Well, I think it's just the color.
Just the color.
Not
Yeah,
the
yeah, okay, well,
People will
I'll
figure
do it down
out.
here with the
Use
black.
this one.
No, I don't want to do that one. I'll do it down here with the black for people who unfortunately maybe don't have anything to color with. I don't know if there's anything you can do if you don't have anything to color with. I mean, but just trust me, crayons would be fine. Even if you have 3 crayons that you got at Margarita's, or the 4-pack of Margarita's crayons or whatever, that'll still do it. Maybe they'll donate. People in need. Okay, so I'm going to do that. To make my sun show up more, I'm going to go with the darker orangey reds around that. I'm also going to do darker orangey reds at the top, but where the most interesting parts of the animals are is going to be kind of in the middle, so I want to save that as being my lightest area. So maybe to keep, so we don't forget, what I'll have you do is take whatever you're using for your sun, if you're using pink or peachy or whatever, yellow, white, or whatever, color a nice stripe of that right in the middle between the ground and the highest part of the sky, okay? For here, I'm just going to leave it. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my red first, okay? It's going to go right around, a good part of my sun with some red. I'm going to use 2 colors. So don't color this as hard as you possibly can, like you're going to snap your pastel in half. Do it kind of a light coat so that there'll still be paper left to pick up the second color that you're going to use, the orange on there or whatever. Red will be great. If you want to do shades of blue, you can do that too, but this is a fun sunsetty thing. I'm going to do that up top. Sunsetty thing. No jig-jaggedy lines in this one. Well, yeah, a little bit. A little jig-jaggedy on the tree. All right. Kind of like that. I'm gonna try to go slower so that you can get everything colored in, but I don't know how well that'll work. So with my charcoal, I'm gonna try to use the side of it a little bit. I'll just use an eraser, but so that in the world, things aren't really made up of lines. They're made up of one dark shape coming up against a lighter shape. And where those two things come together, it sort of creates a line, but the world, if you look around, there's a few things that look like they're lines, but not much. I just heard the stuff you should know, and they were talking about, and they were doing a mini one on the Mona Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
Did you listen to it?
Yep.
And how they said that, look at the Mona Lisa and you will see that nowhere is there a line. It's all just how one shade or color blends into another one, and maybe in like a small shape, but I didn't get it at first, but I kind of get it now. Okay?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Veronica's with me, so Veronica's pretty fast, so
Yeah.
she's pretty speedy. All right, so that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to go a little darker up here. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put orange over my red and into the space that's between the yellow and the red. Okay, and I'm going to bring that right around my top of my sun here too. Oh, I didn't color the sun in. All right, well, we're going to take the yellow again, so I'll do it then. Okay. Are always fun for many things. Anybody see the full moon last night?
Yes.
I don't think I did.
I went out.
Made my room so bright.
I went out after supper, and I was gonna
Sit up.
move some of the piles of leaves I have because we're gonna get snow. And that's going to cover up all my leaves. So when I went out,
It's like a big
the sky
with
was,
a turbo line.
it was starting to be twilight, and there were pink clouds, and I looked up and saw a huge moon in the sky, the kind of light blue. It was beautiful. All right, so with this one, I'm a little darker down the base at the horizon line, we'll call that. Okay. You have yours on there? So then what I'll do is I'll take my yellow again. Actually, I probably wanted this. Come right up to the yellow, maybe. Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll take the yellow and go over the edge of the orange a little bit. And you'll have that in between the shape. Oh! Okay. And any pink would go good in here. If you bring a lot of purple in, purple and yellow are opposite, so if you blend those together, it's going to make it a little bit brownish. So purple's not great, but pink is awesome. Pink will give you kind of a peachy color if you mix it with the yellow. If you mix it with the orange, it'll just make another shade of orangey pink. If you mix it with red, gorge. Awesome, love that. Alright, so I have a nice sky here. Like I said, I forgot to do the sun, so I'm going to fill that in. Alright. Good?
Good.
Oh yeah, so down here, I'm going to smudge it a little bit all over. Maybe take my kneaded eraser. Okay, that's that gray one. I guess I don't need those anymore. Stretch this around a little bit. It's pretty old. If you stretch it around and it is a little lighter gray inside, it's still good. When you stretch it and it's black inside, then you probably need a new one. Okay, but I'm going to soften this up so I can see all my silhouettes. Alright. How are you coming, Veronica? You ready?
Sure.
What do you think, Daphne? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Are people ready? Nobody said stop.
Anyone said they weren't ready. Saying
Everybody, I hope everybody had their lunch before. Okay. Alright, well, let's make some silhouettes.
Arlene.
Okay.
Arlene.
Erlene's watching?
Arlene is watching.
Hey, Arlene.
She's a good
And
gal.
so is Harper.
Harper?
Mm-hmm.
Like which Harper?
Harper.
I know more than
Brogdon. Oberson Brogdon.
Oh, okay. Like Harper and Finn. Finn? Is that what I mean? I think so. Twins, Veronica, just like you.
Twins.
Only boy-girl twins.
For
Okay,
Charles.
let's do it.
That's
And their
for
moms works in the health field. I believe she is a nurse.
Aaron?
Yep. Erin.
Hats
Okay,
off to you.
let's start with the elephant. Okay, we all know this is elephant. You don't see gray, you don't see big ears. How do you know it's an elephant?
The trunk.
The trunk is very, very important. I mean, an anteater has a thing kind of like a trunk, but other than that, no. And what else about it? Anything else?
It's big.
It's big, it has fat legs. This is the part that, keep in mind, is that the distance from his bum to his chest is not a long way. And a lot of times you'll see that you get those too spread apart, and it won't look right. You're looking at me like, oh, I don't like my elephant, it doesn't look right. What's happening is it's probably too spread apart. There's a fix for it. What you have to do is make everything else bigger, like basically probably make the legs fatter to bring them closer together, and because look at the belly isn't very big. Okay? It's kind of square shaped except for the head. Okay? We're gonna go, let's do this actually right now. So you right along the base here, get you warmed up with your black, then you'll have all your coloring done. Well, you have to color everything in, but, okay, so if I do this, that'll give me that grassy feel. Let's color this in. Alright. It'll be all worth it. All this coloring.
Too much coloring.
It is a lot. It is a lot. If you don't get this all filled in right now, don't worry about that. You can come back to this.
My
If you really,
son got red on it.
Veronica.
well, you will.
Well, that's
you,
okay.
you know what? You'll put the tree over a spot if you get something messy on it.
Well, that's a big tree then.
Well, then just blend a little orange all over it, right?
Make it work, Veronica.
Make it work. There's
It's
all
all
kinds of
over it.
things you can do. This is the one thing about me not being there. Sometimes it's one little tiny thing that will make everything
I'm
better,
not hanging it up
and you
anywhere.
might not be able to. Something's wrong, but you don't know what it is because you just
I said
don't.
it's fine, I'm not hanging it up anywhere.
And unfortunately I can't see it. But if you are wondering, you could ask me, you could send me the picture, and I'll give you tell you like, oh, maybe you just need this to be a little longer, and then you'd be like, oh, no way, just that one little thing. Because that happens a lot when I'm out at Governor's or something doing stuff. Alright, I'm going on without you. Alright, just come with
It's
me.
okay, it's
Just join
okay.
me.
I can catch up. I am.
Alright, I am gonna,
Experience.
if from the top of the page to the bottom of the page, the back, in this case, is about halfway up. Okay? So, if you do it down here, that's gonna be pretty small. I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna make, let's see, not too far off. Don't get way up here. You'll have way too big. Maybe around here.
You'd have way too
Okay? You're gonna have a line like this. Okay, that's gonna be his back. There's not a long distance from his belly to the ground, and if it happened to be kind of on the close side, it could just mean that his feet are overlapping the grass a little bit more. But Okay, the next one I'm going to have you do is a line for where his belly is. Okay, so have a nice space between his belly and the ground. Okay?
Oh. I gotta watch this.
You ready? Okay, on the back end of his bum, don't look at anything else. Just see how this kind of rounds and goes. It steps back a little bit. If you go straight down, that's fine. But if you start at his, right up here at his back, and you just kind of round him out and bring that down, it's going to go kind of like that. All right? Then he just like those other, animals, he does have that big hip joint. So there's sort of a, it's angled a little bit here, but you can just make a line that kind of slants like this. But give him a nice fat leg, right? This guy is enormous, and if he had skinny little legs, he would fall over all the time.
That would be sad. No, we don't want that.
Be like Bambi spinning around on the ice. Those skinny little legs. Okay, so connect, and then connect your belly to that one. Okay? On the front, let's see. If I measure from his back to the ground, in this case, if you think you have about the same amount of space from the belly to the feet, if I measure from here to here, that's about the same as I am from here to here. Like I said, it's about a square. So if I measure from his back to the grass, and then I hold my thumb on his back leg, that's telling me that the front of him is about right here. You see that? What you want to do here is we're starting with his shoulder, and see if you followed here, there would be a diagonal line that went like that to his leg. So start here, and all you're going to do, not way out, I don't think, but you're just going to make that go out a little bit like this. Okay? And make that leg fat. And connect it to, make the belly connect like this. It looks kind of like an egg. Don't be too skinny. If you look right now, like Veronica is a little too skinny from the back to the belly. And in her case, I would have her add on to the top a little bit. So she can just go up and add, like, I'll just do it. Say I add up a little bit, only I think she needs more. But I just add a little bit more on here and a little bit more in here. Okay, we're going to be a very simple shape with this. And then if you needed to give it a little more contour, meaning a little more curve to it, you would just sort of build that on the outside. So while we're here, just fill this in. And then you should be able to kind of see if your elephant is too skinny. Okay, it's very fat. And the easiest way to do it, you could add a little on the belly too if you needed to. The belly, bring that line down a little bit more. Okay. There's lots of things you can do, but you might, that's sort of my job, is to have had a little bit of experience fixing stuff so that I can say, oh, here's a solution. Because you probably have a lot of experience fixing other problems, and you would be able to help me with those things. Like, say, you're a banker. You would know lots of things about money. Or if you were really good at video games, you could help me because I can't do it at all. I'm a little bit backwards. Good? Yes? Good? Mm-hmm. Okay. Veronica's behind, but...
Oh, wow. Continue to point out.
Okay, this is the thing about the negative space. So we need our other two legs. So see how there's a little triangle here? There's a little kind of square shape here. Keep those things in mind. We want a little triangle here. And then a little rectangle, another little leg right here. Okay? But just make fat. But you want those little spaces, because that's part of this whole silhouette thing, is to have the little spaces of the sky that show through.
The negative space.
The negative spaces. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything about my progress.
Okay. We're not going to think about the back anymore. We're not going to think about the trunk anymore. Can you see if I do this? We're going to look at this head. Don't even think about the mouth. Okay? The head is basically a square. Okay? We're going to add this little lip, lower lip part on, but the lower part of that square is about, it's a little bit closer to his leg, but it's about halfway down. better a little bit on the big side. An elephant has a big head. You're going to go about right here. You're going to draw a little line that goes out, and you're going to draw one across the top. You're going to bring that out, and then you're going to bring that down. It's going to be kind of like a square.
Don't forget about your charcoal.
Oh, I forgot all about my charcoal. All right.
Wow.
Give Veronica some time to catch up.
Give me some time to catch up.
All right. If you didn't remember, I'll show you again the steps. You're drawing the line here. You're going to go down, and you're going to leave a little space between the belly and the grass, but not a lot. Like a nice big space between these two lines. You round the butt out. Bring that down to the grass. You come from the belly line. You bring a line out like this.
My windmill picture was so bad.
Okay. On the front here, you're bringing this line forward. All right, and then I'm thinking about how fat I want this leg. It's going to be about here.
That's my tractor.
So I'm going to connect. Okay? All right. It does look kind of like an A. All right. That's how that works. I need a little leg, or fat leg right here. And one that's coming here. Okay. The head, I'm going to bring this line out from the back, just about, let's see, if I measure this, the head is about half the size of his body. So right now, take your, maybe measure half of the body and then go and say, well, is that about what I'm doing with the head? Okay? So roughly, here and here. Okay? If you happen to bring it out too much, you just have to add on to the front leg maybe a little bit. Okay. Now it looks like a bear kind of, doesn't it?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, well now we're going to make it so it's not look like a bear. Because it's going to have its what? Trunk. Okay. The first part of the trunk we're going to do is the inside curve. Okay? So you're going to start at this bottom corner of your square, and you're going to go out, and then you can bring that up and around. Okay? Looks like a tongue. Right? Try to keep it from touching the grass, though, because it's important and we want it to set away from the other things. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to start at the corner, the upper corner. Okay? Because he does have a little slant to how it hooks into this trunk. So what's going to happen is you start here, and you're going to bring that down just a little bit bigger, and then you're going to bring that around. If I have to, I'm going to thicken it a little bit from the inside, because like I said, I don't want it to touch the grass. But that will give you that trunk, right? And how it sticks, how his forehead comes forward a little bit. Okay? So you start down here, and then the next line, you start at the upper corner, and you just kind of bring that diagonally down, and then wrap it around the base here. And if I need to thicken it a little on the inside, I can do that. Okay.
What?
You're going to need to add, I think.
The head's enormous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little soft.
You're just going to need to add a little. You're going to give it a little shape on the top, because you could still go add a little on the top. You're still skinny. Okay. So, like right here, what I would do first is see how he has This is good if this is all you have. Actually, the other thing I want to do is the lip that comes down. So, don't make this too big, okay? But you make a little piece like right here, just a little slant that kind of comes out of where the shoulder is, and then just kind of bring that up. That's all you need to do to make it look like he has his mouth open a little bit. A little slack-jawed, okay? If you wanted to give him a little shape, where you want to do it is you could add a little onto the butt here. Bring that up a little bit so that then the middle part divots down, and then he comes up a little bit on his shoulders, okay? And then the forehead goes up, or there's a little rise to that forehead too. There's a little lump up there, but okay.
Cute.
Good. All right. Let's do the giraffe. Okay. So what makes a giraffe look like a giraffe?
Long neck.
Long neck. Big head or little head?
Little head.
Little head, almost non-existent head in this case. Big ears or little ears?
Big.
Big ears, and then he has those funny little horns. Okay. Long neck. What would you say about his body? Big body, little body?
Little.
It's pretty little. Yeah. Yeah, it's very kind of short from here to here, and not very big from here to here. And then pretty long legs. Okay, so let's start with
You're so mean to me today.
I'm not mean. I just want to help you. You just have a couple of little things that are off. Don't worry about it. It's here. See,
It looks
this
like
part?
a woolly mammoth.
No, I think
See this
it's
part right
rear
here?
legged.
This is what you need because you just went down and then you went back up to his head again.
Well, it's too
No, it's not too late. No.
Oh, rump.
Yeah, right here. You're gonna come up a little bit.
okay.
There you go. Okay, sorry about that. All right, let's go to the giraffe. Okay. In this case, I mean, you could, if you think things are good here, you could kind of keep it similarly lined up. I'm gonna have you start. Well, let's go from the belly here. We'll go over here. We'll do the belly line here. Very short one. Make yourself kind of a little smile like this. All right.
That chair's so loud.
And then we're gonna do a line. Don't see this head. Don't think about that at all. We're gonna imagine that it's just a straight line on the top. Okay. So you're gonna do that right about here. Not very big though. All right. Good so far?
Debatable. Let's see.
You're doing good. It's just for fun. Okay. The back end of him rounds a little bit and comes down. So it just sort of rounds out, and then you can just drop that right down. All right. His legs are a little skinnier at the ankle. So when you start here at the belly, if you need to make this line longer or you made it too long, just pick where you think is the right place to put it. And you're going to bring a line down that comes close to this one. Okay. Now on his front of his chest, he has a little bit, I think this is how the joint of his shoulder, it does come forward a little bit, but don't make it too excessive because if you do, I think you're going to be like, something's weird about his chest. Maybe just make a straight line, but if you think you can curve this just a little bit, like this way, try that. All right? And then instead of starting his leg right at the part that sticks out the most, start it kind of in here. So you drop down here, make a line that goes down, and then another one real close to it. We want skinny legs for our giraffe. Okay? So it looks like this. Oh, I gotta do it down there. I think they both have a little tail too, but these pictures don't show them. But I want to put a little tail on my elephant. Alrighty, this one is here. Around his bum a little bit, around his shoulders a little bit. His head up. Okay. All right. So if you didn't catch the giraffe, go up away from the ground so you can have nice long legs, okay? Don't do it way close, okay? Come up here a little bit. Better too long legs than not long enough for a giraffe, right? You'll start with a smile. You go up above so he's kind of fat. And make a straight line up here. Just like that. Start up on the back and round that around. Start here, bring this down so it's skinny. Round this a little tiny bit. Then start at the smile. Okay? Ooh, this is so squeaky. It's bugging me. Okay. You're off to a good start, Veronica. Okay. This giraffe's head is leaning forward a little bit. I'm just going to imagine that it's straight up. Okay, he's posing in his very best way. And the idea is, let's see, from his back to like maybe the middle of his head is about the same distance as it is from his ankle to his back. So what measure here, okay? And then go like this, and that's where that head's going to be. It's going to be way up here.
I said you're really popular today.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. So you get yourself a dot up here, okay? His head is going to be as far away from it is half the size of this. So we'll bring it all the way up, okay? You're going to take this dot, and you're going to draw a line down to his body like this, okay? So I'll measure down here the size of my body. I bring it up. That's where I'm going to have, and his head, I'm going to drop this down, okay? And the crazy thing is that his neck, goes to halfway through his back, all right? And then it just sort of keeps sloping down. So you're going to start here, you're going to here. So you're going to bring this line like this, okay? It does kind of, it has that other hump and whatever, but for the most part, that's all you need. It doesn't have much on the back end, okay? So you're going to have a long, skinny triangle like that. All right. Same thing here. Just very wide at the base. His neck is very wide there. All right. Now he's got a little head, and in this case, you really don't see much of it. If you want to have a little shape to it, I think kind of small triangle, kind of like that. Maybe just sitting right off this triangle a little bit. Okay, we only need to draw what you can see in this picture because we don't have any trouble figuring out that this is a giraffe, so you don't have to draw things that you can't see because, it's going to work the same way for you. Right on the top of this little triangle, you're going to have your little ears, little loops. Start small. You can always make them bigger, but if you make them enormous, you may be rethinking it. Okay? Little loops. And his little horns on the top, you want to be able to see those. But don't go too crazy. Okay. I think, what kind of tails do they have?
Bears have
Like
small
little ones and
ones.
little tufts.
Do they have little tufts?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A little tuft at the end.
I don't think a little shorter though.
Yeah, like
Like
that.
that.
Mm-hmm. I'll give some more thickness to it.
My guy down here needs a leg in the front or else he's going to fall over.
For him.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's a little drunk, a little tipsy.
Now that's better.
Yeah.
Right? He
Yeah.
got his head tipped in like that, so he's coming after the they're gonna meet. Yeah, I don't usually like just doing two legs like that, but that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Good?
Yeah.
Everybody good? Okay. Let's do the tree. We can put that bird in wherever we need it. So you're looking for a good spot for the tree. This is what we'll do first. I definitely don't want my tree to get in the way of my giraffe's head. Okay? I don't want branches going through his face and stuff, so I'm going to have to work around that. I think I'm going to shift it this way just a little bit. Because if you see, it's got this oval on the top, and then it has this kind of V shape. So I want to make sure that this branch is not coming here, it's going to come over here. All right? So I don't know if I'm going to do the top part first. So what I'm going to do is make a curly line, right, as close as I can get to the top of my paper as possible. All right? And I'm only going to go about that far. All right? And then I don't want to hit his head, so I'm going to bring that around away from his face. And I'm just going to make a curly line like that. All right? We're going to color this in. If you have little tiny animals, then make a bigger tree. It might look like the tree's in the front and the animals are farther away, which is fine too. Or skip the tree if you don't want to do it. Don't have to have it either. But it's kind of neat. looks like a big cloud up here, okay? It has a few other little pieces that are with like patches of branches, leaves a little bit lower, so I could put a little, okay? So let's see. I'm gonna have to put, I didn't do a very good job planning this out. Why did the other ones come out better? I guess I made them smaller. I don't want my trunk to run right through here and get confused with its leg, right? I want it to be here.
You're just gonna have to have a lean to
Yeah,
it.
it's like
I'm gonna make it here anyway. So I'm gonna make my line right here. I just want it here. Alright? I'll make it work. Alright?
It's blowing in the wind.
So what I can do is I can bring branch here, I can bring the branches over here. Alright? But here, maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a branch that goes towards his neck and comes out on the other side, and I'll add a little more over here. Alright? And I won't do too many branches over this way. Okay? That's okay. Overlapping. I just don't want to do it by his head and his ears and all that. Is that okay?
Veronica's looks good.
Veronica's doing a beautiful tree.
Questionable.
Oh, I'll try it again down here.
You
I have the same problem here, though. I just made it too big. Oh, well. At least I just did black and white on the black and white picture and color on the color picture, because that doesn't always happen. What kind of tree is this?
I don't know.
I think there's a special name for
Probably.
it. Trees have special names.
Why didn't you look it up?
I didn't get a chance to. I will try to add some fun facts next time. Alright.
Letting people concentrate this time.
I don't want to give you too many fun facts, they'll be distracting. All those fun facts I had about the windmill and then distracted myself. Not paying attention at all. Alright, how's that? Good enough?
Good enough.
Why do you say that?
I like it. I'm good. Okay, so let's do this bird. And the thing that I've noticed about the bird is this. Notice that one wing is longer than the other wing. The other thing is that the head is tiny and the wings come right out of where the head is, so that it's going to look like just a tiny bump. You don't want a great big ball and then like a space and then big wings. So if you happen to do it that way, just add on to the top of the wings so that they make that much smaller looking little head. And the other thing is that the wings, you have the body of the bird that's, sticks out beyond the wings. So don't do the same thing on the tail feathers end. Add a little extra line down there. I'll show you what I mean. All right? Let's start right here. And you're going to make a line, a little line that slants, leans a little bit. So not horizontal, it has a little tip to it. So it's kind of like this. Alright? Alright. Now, very, very close to the end of the line on the top, on the right side or whatever, you're going to make a line that comes out like this. Alright? Then, you're going to make one that's like I said, leave some room that are the tail feathers. So somewhere around here, you're going to bring another line out. And this one might be just hair shorter. And you're going to color in and out like that. Maybe a little...
You're going to move your hand.
Okay. Again, we know it's a bird. If you make a little dot of black in the sky, it's a bird. It could be
Superman.
a bird or a plane. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Nice.
able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Wow.
Old school stuff. Okay, this one is longer. So when you make the line on the top, make it longer than the other one, and it's going to go in a little slightly different direction. All right.
Arlene and Matthias are both telling us it's called an acacia tree.
Acacia?
Acacia. A-C-A-C-I-A.
I would say that.
Acacia. Flat top
Arlene
acacia.
and Matthias are just very knowledgeable people. Or maybe they looked it up.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they Googled it.
Okay, so a little bit longer.
Delayed answers.
This line right here is a little bit longer than the top of the wing on the other one. Okay? I mean, if anything, make it decidedly longer rather than you're not sure if there's a big difference. Okay? And then when you do the bottom part of the wing, make that line just a little bit shorter than the one you just did. Because we want to have that, and this one has little lines for the wing, for the feathers.
Not my best work.
Okay? Like that. Oh, I didn't say any of my stuff. Oh well.
What's your
If you didn't get today's, you can watch them on my Facebook page. You can watch them on YouTube. Share them with your friends. If you want to leave me a donation, you can go to ValerieWallaceFineArts.com. To my ticket page, you can leave a donation. People are being very generous to me. Thank you very much. Have we got it? Did I forget anything?
I think so.
I did both of them. I'd love to see them. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow at 1. Oh, this is tomorrow. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's a nice cardinal.
Cardinal for tomorrow for Kim.
See Veronica's.
Oh, don't.
Good job.
All right. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm having super fun. Bye.